So, when you had a go at question 11, how did you get on? Because we're dealing with a triangle here, but it's not as scary as you might think. So, we need to work out the lowest cost of the tiles for George. So, a good way to start working is that we can see the answer ultimately needs to be meters squared. So, we convert everything into meters. So, we need to find the area of the triangle. So, 305 centimeters becomes 3.05 meters. And the 371.5 centimeters is at 3.715. So we times those two together, which gives 11.33 meters squared. However, what you need to remember, a triangle is half the area of a square. So whenever you work out on the principle of this, you will need to divide the area you've found by 2. If you actually think about it, look at that, you could bolt another triangle on it to get your square. So a triangle is half the area of a square, which we need to round up to 6 meters square, by the way, on this particular case, as the tiles come in 1 meter packs. So that's how we have to do that. So 6 meters times 39.95 gives us £239.70. Then to find a third of that is breaking it down to what we've done previously with previous questions. Is to find a third, you divide it by 3. That gives us £79.90. And then to find the final price, you take your £239.70 away from £79.90, which gives you £159.80. Again, questions like this is a good idea to actually reflect back on. Okay, so looking at the next question, we have a formula going in there, and you're probably thinking, well, if we look there, we've got 4.625a. Again, we've come across this in previous questions in previous papers, but in this particular example, the gap between the 5 and the a actually is going to be represented by multiplication. When there is no gap at all, you're always going to be multiplying. So 4.625a means 4.625 times a. We know the annual income is £34,400. So we're actually going to do 4.625 times 34,000 gives us £157, or sorry, £157,000. Let's start that again. 157 to £150,000. There we go. The cost of the flat is then 175,000 minus 157,250 pounds, which will give us our £17,750, which is ultimately our answer. But again, these are questions I suggest that you actually sit back, reflect on, and take some time to digest. But don't forget, take your screenshot pictures, take your photographs. This is a question where you're going to have to, I suggest, a little bit of learning and research into compound interest, just to familiarise yourself what it actually is. Now, this is a type of question I've not seen come up before in a functional skills paper, so it's new to me, and I had to go away and do some research for it as well. But what I've tried to do is break it down, because they do use formulas and these to help you understand the questions, but I found those a little bit too complex potentially. So what I've tried to do is break this down in such a way that you have a method that you can use regardless whether the interest rate is 2, 4, 6, 8 or 10%. All right. So let's have a go. So we have our rate of 2%. You need to divide that by 200, which gives you 0.02%, and that would apply to any percentage that you're given in terms of compound interest. Then you need to add 1 to it, which represents a year. So our 0.02 becomes 1.02%, 1.02%. Now we can start doing some calculations. So year 1, for our £4,000, we times that by 1.02%, which gives us £4,080. For our year 2, we now get interest on the £4,080. So we times that by 1.02 again, which gives us a total of £4,161.60. When we get to year 3, we now need to work out what the percentage we're going to get again is. So we take our 4,161.60 times that by 1.02, which gives us our final answer of 4244,832. Right. So ultimately the answer will be 4,244.83 pence. Or you can actually have, in this particular answer, if you didn't want to round it off, we are allowed to have 4244,832 on it. Okay, but this is a question I suggest that you go away and have a look at, think about. But hopefully the method I've given you here will stand you in good stead for any similar types of questions, so it might be something that is worth learning. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen, that's your level 2 paper for today. Hope you learned something from it. Carry on revising, or I should say keep calm, carry on revising, and you'll be brilliant with your test.